able to look at the tape and see exactly what your stats are. Don't be shy about what your stats are, man. How many of us want to go out there and we want to lose weight? How many of us say, you know what, I gotta lose weight, I want to get smaller. But we're scared to step on a scale and look at where we are in the first place. Don't be scared, man. You can get to your journey, but you gotta be realistic and gotta start somewhere. Embrace the start and go for yours. Welcome to Mud to the Subs. First of all, let's thank God for the blessing of a brand new day and the opportunity to once again enhance self. God could have made my whole life one sunrise and one sunset, but he chose to break it down. So no matter how dark it has been, today we have been blessed with the light of another day. And today I want us to remember to gain the confidence that our dreams can come true by remembering how far we have been blessed to come so far. And I want to go back a few years, right? A few years when I had made hijrah to come to Philadelphia and be closer to the Muslims. I was praying in a masjid called Nabawiyah, and I was staying with my brother. Remind you, I had a big townhouse where I came from out of state, and I came to stay with my brother. Alhamdulillah, may Allah reward him for allowing me to stay there. But as I stayed with my brother, you know, he only charged me a little bit of money, but the little $300 he charged me, I didn't even have. I only gave him $250 because I needed to keep $50 to survive. That's how broke I literally was after putting my things in storage. And so I was in the masjid, and I made a dua to Allah. And I said, Allah, please, I want an apartment, and I want it close to the masjid. I just got here. I don't know what I'm going to do for a living, but I do know that I need an apartment, and I wanted to be close to the masjid within walking distance. Now, mind you, I had prayed in the masjid, and then when I walked out of the masjid at this particular time, I had been in Philly for, a couple weeks, and I had, just a few bucks in the bank at this point, just a couple $100 that I had got hustling, whatever I was doing, legal. And I went down the street to get $20 because I believe somebody wanted me to buy something for $20. And mind you, my net worth probably was $300 at the time. So I walked to the hardware store, which is next to the masjid, to get $20 out of the machine to support the brother, for $20. And it wasn't his business that I didn't have much, but I wanted to give, right? So I went there, and while I'm at the machine, a man is standing in there. He's not Muslim, he's just a man. And he says, young buck, young boy, young boy, young boy. So, I turned around and said, how you doing, sir? I greeted him with a smile. He said, look, man, I need you to give me $1,000 out of there, man. Give me $1,000 out that thing. And I said, sir, if I had that kind of money, I probably would. But I do not have that kind of cheese. It's like $1,000. That's funny. I don't have it, brother. I'm getting here to get $20, and then I'm going back to do something. So I put it in there, and I guess from my response, he decided that he liked me. And he said to me, he said, ain't got it in there, huh? So he said, take a look at this. So he shows me his machine. You know how you get a receipt when you go to the machine? He had just been to the machine. And the balance, I remember this distinctly, was 160-something thousand. I had to look twice because I had to take a swallow. My bank account said $217.14. And my man, John, said 160, I believe it was 161, but I know it was 160-something thousand. He said, look at that. I said, whoa. He said, let me tell you, young boy, it ain't as all it's cracked up to be. I tell you, it's in there, but it ain't as all it's cracked up to be. So don't even worry about it. I'm just messing with you. So I say to him, because I had just made, dua, I said, sir, you know what? Just moved here. I'm originally from Philly, but I just moved back. Do you have any apartments around here, around this area, because we're right next to the masjid, that you think you could rent to me? He said, actually, I do. So I said, actually, you do? Well, where do you have one at? He said, about 4 blocks down on Wayne Avenue. It's being hooked up now, so it won't be ready for a month. Now, alhamdulillah, this is the detail of the blessing, because I didn't have the money to move in, remember? It had to be something that wasn't available right there on the spot, because I had to go earn the money to move in. And I said, well, do you mind if I look at it? He said, what are you doing right now? I said, I'm going back to the masjid to do something, and then I can look at it. He said, sure, I'll meet you down there, young boy, no problem. So while sitting in the masjid and praying for an apartment, the dua was answered instantly as I walked out and went to the hardware store to do something for someone else. What little I have, God said, this guy just showed you a receipt for $160,000. Mind you, at the time, I had never even seen $160,000. Nobody accounted, knew what that was like, and he showed it to me. Do you know, fast forward a couple years, I had a conversation, I'm not going to go into detail, what me and my business partners say out loud, and his memory flashed across my mind. That was a bad deal, guys. We're down 160. How many of us, down 160, down 160,000 on a bad deal. But how many of us have had our dreams and prayers answered, and we have gotten to a point where we forgot what it was like to ask, that we say things like, guys, that was a bad deal. We was down 160, but when we couldn't even fathom having what we have now, we don't even remember what it was like back then. How far has God taken you? How many blessings has he answered already while we're so busy asking for more? Do we ever take the time to reflect on how far we have actually come? And we have to do that, because when you take the time to reflect on how far you have actually come, then nothing you ask for seems impossible. Nothing you ask for seems unachievable, because look how you went from not even believing what it was like to have $160,000 in the account when you needed somewhere to live. And then fast forward a few years and you're sitting around your brothers with licky heads talking about that was a bad business deal. We're down 160, and alhamdulillah to everything. Let's continue to work and continue to grind. You have to have remembrance of where you come from before you can truly have humbleness and vision about where you want to go. I'll tell you another reason why your goals are possible. Imagine right now today, if you had to ask Allah, you had to ask God for every blessing that you get. How many of us all of us get blessings that we don't always ask for? Allah just blesses them with us. Let me tell you something. You may have a house, a car, a kid, a business, a job, some headphones, a computer, a cell phone, knees, elbows, shoulders, hair, teeth, toenails, mother, father, country, passport. So many blessings, right? If you only had to ask Allah, God, to permission to grant you the blessing of a heartbeat, you would have to ask 84,500 times a day. You ain't asked for it once. Every single day, 84,500 just for the heart. I'm going to do the knees, the elbows, the mother, the father, the kids. So if God is so gracious that he gives you these things without you even asking for them, why would you ever doubt in your mind that you can accomplish anything? I believe that I want to be the greatest public speaker in the world, and I have no doubt, because I'm having a conversation with the Most High. Have a conversation with the Most High. Believe in yourself and put in the work, and you can accomplish your dreams. That's my story, guys, and I'm sticking to it. Able to look at the tape and see exactly what your stats are. Don't be shy about what your stats are, man. How many of us want to go out there and we want to lose weight? How many of us say, you know what, I gotta lose weight, I want to get smaller, but we're scared to step on a scale and look at where we are in the first place? Don't be scared, man. You can get to your journey, but you gotta be realistic and gotta start somewhere. Embrace the start and go for yours.